just going to pretend this isn't here. How many of you join Toastmasters to overcome a fear of public speaking or to become a better speaker? Everybody. I did too. 99% of the people that join Toastmasters join for exactly that reason. But our first manual, even 19 years ago, was called the Communication and Leadership Manual. Now, Toastmasters International has changed that to Competent Communicator and a completely different manual for competent leadership. Leadership. That's our second track. We're not in Toastmasters just to learn to be better speakers. We want to learn to be better leaders. The Competent Leader Manual, quite frankly, is a very easy manual to complete. You act as timer, grammarian, AMA counter, evaluator, general evaluator. There's even a speech in there. And then you advance into running a meeting, running a contest. You are learning different leadership roles. The timer's role, it will teach you, it will give you questions and answers as to how to do it better. The same thing with all the other roles. You learn to do it better. You learn to become a better leader. And not just at meetings. Our leadership also involves being on the executive committee. Now, in 2 months, we will be electing a new executive for the next Toastmasters year. I want to convince you today to make your name available for that executive committee. There are 7 different positions. The only requirements are to be a member of the club. Twice a year, there's training. Now, if you do that on a Saturday morning, and I'm going to be generous here, an hour travel to the meeting, an hour at the meeting, an hour travel home. 3 hours, twice a year. That's not a lot of time to commit to something. Yes, you have duties during the year, and I don't care what position you're filling, there are duties to perform. The hardest one, and I've done them all, is Vice President of Education. The others, quite frankly, are not that difficult. Yes, you have things to do, but that's part of leadership. That's part of why we should be, if we're not already, why we should be in Toastmasters, is to learn that leadership. What benefits do you get from being on the executive committee? You get to sit with the other executive 2-3 times a year for half an hour before a meeting and have your executive meeting. That's a privilege. You get access to Toastmasters' website. You can actually enter educational awards for any member, not just yourself. You never do it for yourself, but you can actually do that. Trust me, I am not on the executive. I don't have access. I miss it. Even if I want to look up the names of our members, how many members we have, I can't do that. That is only for the privileged few, the privilege being the executive. Being on the executive teaches you leadership. It gives you a feeling of self-confidence. It is the best way to help yourself and your club run. It does not take a lot of time. It does not take a lot of energy. It is for your benefit, for the club's benefit, for Toastmasters' benefit. I'm challenging you now. In 2 months' time, sometime in May, we will be having elections for the new executive committee for this club. I'm challenging you to let your name stand for any position. If you want more information about any position, speak to the incumbent officer, speak to any member who has been an officer, and that includes me. There is limited information at the end of your competent communicator manual, but do it. Do it, please. You can only help yourself. You will never be discouraged by letting your name stand for the executive committee. Toastmasters International offers 2 tracks. The communication track, which got us all involved, and the leadership track, which should keep us all involved. Please plan on it. Become the leader you know is inside you. Madam Toastmaster.